Hey everybody, we're right back here at the camp, and the big question for some of you that have been following it is the picture, the big guy. Well, we've been down here, we're going to take you back down here right now, I'm telling you, but the thing of it is we're not finding a red, shabby, hairy tree or anything. So what does that mean? Well, I don't know, we don't know, and you don't know. So we're going to send that photo, the original, to a guy in Los Angeles, California. He's a forensic photographer. Basically, if we're not happy with the results that he comes up with, we don't pay him anything. If it does show what we're kind of hoping we can find or see, then we're going to pay a little money, if you know what I mean. But it'll be well worth it. It'll kind of answer our question. There's so much doubt. I doubt myself. I know you guys probably do too out there. You'll take a photo, you ask somebody. Sometimes your worst critic is your best Bigfoot partner. We're going to walk down here. We've got some more photos. This forensic guy told me that you can't ever get a recreation photo unless you use the same camera that you used to take the photo, or one like it. Well, we were using anything but the camera we had taken the photo with. Now we're videotaping. Ryan's videotaping me right now on the exact camera. And it's got a wide angle lens and a matrix lens, and I don't know, he asked me a lot of questions, but basically told me that the recreation photos that we've done are useless unless I had a camera just like it with the wide angle lens. He also said time of day is important, weather conditions. This has to do with shadowing and all that stuff. And I know you all hear so much about pareidolia, and I've seen a lot of photos. They've got to be trees or something. I don't see anything there. And there's controversy on the photo I've got of the one up in a tree. And that's fine with me. I sent mine off to the University of Oklahoma, and they said there's something there. It's not pareidolia. What it is, I don't know. You can still doubt it and all that. I heard it. I really didn't see it. I thought I saw it, so I got a picture of that area. And later on, I zoomed in, and there this face is, or that thing hanging up in a tree. I'm not going to stand here and tell you, oh, it's 100% monkey or whatever. This one is really bringing out a lot of interest within the group and out of the group. So that's why we're going to come back and kind of take a look at it. And we're going to move down there with the camera and see if you can find a big fuzzy stump 12 foot tall.
Alright, so we have Kurt in the spot. Go ahead and wave your arms, Kurt. So that's where the creature was. And looking at it right now, we don't see that stump figure that was in the original photo. And where Kurt is, that's the leg area of what we think the creature is. At first we thought it was just a stump squatch. But then looking into it further, we thought maybe that's just the lower leg. And Kurt's holding a stick up, and he's saying it's over 12 foot with his stick right now. So we're thinking that we might have caught a very, very tall individual subject in this photo.
This is off a 2002 Cadillac DeVille. It is a thermal that they use on the dash of their, or actually the inside the grill of their cars. Apparently it was pretty high-tech back in the day. I got this idea from a gentleman. He told me about these thermals. I purchased this from a salvage, and then I added a pan and tilt to it. And what this does, it's high dollar thermal, but it is older, but it does the same job. It actually does as good as some thermals out there.
we're pointing Tom's thermal. We're going to point it in the same direction as where Kurt and Chris got their thermal from the last documentary. Tom's got his thermal set up, and what's really cool is he has a remote control, and he can make it go back and forth, pan and tilt, like he said, and he can scan this whole area. How many degrees does it go? Like 180?
360.
Oh wow, okay. So it can go 360 degrees, and we can look all around.
Look at that right there.
Yeah. What
There's
is
something right there?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Try something a little bit different. Last time we had a can of tuna, and I had opened it a little bit so it would drip and produce an odor. Actually didn't have any results right off the bat. The can had dried out within a couple of days somewhat, but I guess it was still good enough, because when we came back the very last trip or two ago, the can of tuna was completely eaten. It had not broken the string, it had not broke the limb, but every bit of the tuna was completely gone. And it was very obvious, like I had said before, that it looked like somebody had taken a finger and just whoop, like a last of the peanut butter, I'm going to get it. It's empty. These are sardines. They're purely in water, so there's no habanero sauce or anything like that. None of that matters in this case. What we've done this time, we've only opened the tab just enough where we could tie the string onto it. If something is curious and it has intelligence, it is going to open the can. If this can is open and it's not a destructive, some of these coons that Ryan's photographed were 30-40 pounds of coon. They'd probably break this limb, and they definitely knock this on the ground so they could eat it. Always there's a doubt. There's always a line of doubt, and we give that credit. We give credit to the coon. They have hands, they're smart, but there's no water right here. Do they wash their food for their saliva, lack of saliva glands? I'm sure they don't every time. I wouldn't think, but there you go. No open. On another one. Definitely not open. I didn't even give this one a pull. So these experiments will last several days or more. I'm sure they sit in the stores for months or whatever. It's going to be interesting to find out what we get this time. Anyway, if we want to move this way a little bit, I'll show you some stuff Ryan and Tom have done. I gave them each a piece of fruit, gave Tom an apple, and gave Ryan an orange. So let's go over and see what they did with them.
We had it at Honabi, and we could see people from a couple hundred yards away. Now it's a little different in this woods. It's pretty thick, you know. But if you've seen something pop its head around a tree.
Now see, that's where you guys took the picture of the Bigfoot. Wasn't it right there? By this
like
tree?
It, yeah. Right behind that berm.
We're over here. This is where Ryan took the orange. Ryan being the squatch ranger, he's tall enough to reach up, and he put it up here. it distinctly stands out, as you can probably see from the tree. You pretty much have to be blind not to see it. Will something eat it? We're going to find out. Tom, he took these apples. He put it over here on one of these ramparts. These were old flood control things. They would help, they put wire in between them. It helped build up the driftwood during a flood and would help stop the water flow somewhat. They're ancient. God only knows how old these are. They also, Germans used them and assorted other things, not for a good purpose. These were to gut the bottoms of our landing craft out on the beaches of Normandy, and they worked good for it. But right here is the apple. We'll see what happens.
What's that?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
That's over here, right?
Yeah.
In front of us.
Point to it on the screen.
Right here.
That white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Let's watch it for a sec.
Oh,
Is it
did I see
moving?
something move?
I'm just seeing the leaves move.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, something was there.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah. Did you hear that?
what was that?
Did y'all hear?
Something screamed.
Really?
You didn't hear it?
There
was
it
like
was again.
Almost like a squeak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like a squall.
It's a tree.
Maybe that possum found the mouse.
Could be.
Hey guys, Ryan with the N.C.R.P. We were just hiking west, and Jody, this is her first outing with the N.C.R.P. She was asking about the cane over here and why it was kind of pushed over. And we got to looking, and we found some prints, so I'm gonna come over here. Chris has got the measuring tape. So here's the print we found. Go ahead and how far is it across?
It looks like it's about 6 and
Almost 7.
Almost 7. And that's at the ball. I mean, yeah, at the top of the ball, the foot. And then this sucker's right about 16.
16 inches.
Here and here and here. So whatever it was came from the river coming this direction.
So Jody, being brand new, she had a good eye and a good question, and she led us to this find.
Track weight goes all the way through the cane.
Right there.
All right,
Kurt.
yeah, that heel to the next heel will give us his, and of course a lot of the cane is smashed down too. All right,
Right about
46?
46.
Yeah, 46 inches on the stride.
Which is 3.5 feet.
Yeah, and again, a 16-inch track, as they said, over and over. Now, I mean, I do think it's this one individual that screamed at me, and it's the same guy who, he kind of keeps an eye on us around here.
There it
There it
is.
is.
Yep.
What do you
Where
think?
is
Right there.
See it?
Yep.
And that's right
I
out
hear
here.
I hear something right
Yes.
Can you zoom in on it,
there.
Tom?
No zoom.
But it hasn't moved,
Uh-uh.
whatever it is.
Yeah, it hasn't. It could be something warm that just could be a rock or a part of a log, maybe, possibly. But it hadn't moved at all. But don't they not move sometimes?
Back, it's the curvy looking tree right there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So
that's-
they would have saw it right back there.
Okay. Now, what about the thermal footage? Is that
Well, that's kind of the general direction
okay,
too.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the area where they got the thermal hits.
We have brought you right at the slough. This is running from left to right. What I imagine it is, over hundreds of years, this river has changed. It changes its course. Over 1,000 years, it's not even around here. It's amazing. This very well could have been part of the river ancient, or a long time ago. It's not a terrace like a farmer would build. This second ridge is behind you. That's where we thought the FLIR footage. We thought they had crawled up there. We thought whatever was coming. It's here. And I'm gonna walk up here. Chris is standing here. Now, if I go on down, you can't see me. I mean, I can keep walking. There's even crawl marks along in here. It's crawled up. I can see the camp, and I'm watching the camp. I'm ducking, I'm raising, I'm ducking, or whatever, and they're not ducking far enough that the heat signature's not still showing. So, this is where, if he's a big boy, he's standing where Chris is standing. And he'll raise his hand, he can reach 8 foot. This thing's head was right up there.
We continued to hike Area 3, looking for any signs of Sasquatch. Kurt is always finding possible prints in the ground and in the grass. So, to recap, the whole purpose of this trip and this campout and this night investigation was because of Kurt's photo that he took back on March 27th during our Area 3 campout. We saw the figure in the photo, and in this shot, in my night vision, I have it angled in the same exact spot as the figure we thought we saw. Here, you can see the same spot in between the two trees. There is no stump squatch in this shot. So, what did we see exactly? Well, we want to find out. Like Kurt said, he's going to send his photo to a forensics expert in Los Angeles, and he is going to analyze Kurt's photo. We know we're in the exact spot because of this point of reference on the right, the tree bend. We also did something we didn't do in our last investigation. We scanned the field right next to our perimeter, looking for any signs of animals crossing the field. So to conclude, we had a great camp out and it was a great time. I can't wait to return to Area 3.
Yeah.